Hi, welcome to Verbling class. Today's class is another anatomy-focused class. So please click the green Join Class button and go ahead and join us today. Once the class is full, we will get started today talking about the cardiovascular system. This is the human organ system that I chose for today. It has to do with your heart, your lungs, and everything that pumps your blood around your body and puts oxygen into your blood. So this will be an intermediate to advanced level class. I'll be using some sort of scientific vocabulary so we can practice all of that together and make sure during the lesson if I say something you don't understand, either stop me and ask me about it, or just type a question into the Verbling classes written section, and I can answer your questions as we go. I really like to teach classes like this, and I'm excited to talk about the cardiovascular system with you guys today. We're going to start by introducing ourselves, as we usually do in my classes. I have a lot of new faces today, which is cool. I have some people who have not been in my classes before. So I would love to hear from you all. I would love to know your name, what country you are in, and what your favorite beverage is. So, so for instance, I'm drinking tea here. I have my afternoon tea. So chai tea is my favorite beverage. And by the way, my name is Libby. I am American, but I'm living in France, in northern France at the moment. So I'm Libby, I'm in France, and I like to drink tea. And now I would like to hear from all of you and have you introduce yourselves to me before we get started. So Abdo, can you introduce yourself first, please? Are you here? Hear you yet, so try to make sure your microphone is turned on. Oh, we just lost Abdo. Okay, Ali, can you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, teacher. My name is Ali Hamad.
Are you here?
I live in I live in Saudi Arabia. I old 32. I have two daughters. That's enough.
Okay, good. And what is your favorite beverage? What is your favorite thing to drink?
Tea.
Good. Okay, tea.
Yeah.
Nice. Thank you. And next we have Edward.
Hello, my name is Edward. I'm from Venezuela. I'm 22 years old, and my favorite beverage is chocolate milkshake, I think.
Good. Nice choice. I like it. Okay, cool. Okay, we'll move on to Hermine.
Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm Hermine from Armenia, and I like, most of all, I like to drink tea.
Good. I like this. A lot of tea fans.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Next is Huyen.
Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Huyen. I'm from Vietnam, and I'm also a fan of tea, but I like milk tea with boba. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, we either call it boba tea or bubble tea. My friends always call it bubble tea, and I love it. It's delicious.
Yes.
That's cool. I just found a boba tea place in Paris, so I was very proud of myself because now I have somewhere I can go and to buy it there.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. Thank you. Okay. Next we have Mohammad.
Yes.
Mohammad, could you tell us your name, what country you're in, and what your favorite beverage is? What's your favorite thing to drink?
Mohammad Deeb. I'm 26. I'm from Egypt. I'd like to drink green tea.
Great. Okay, cool. Thank you. Next we have Nabor.
Hi. Hello. Well, my name is Nabor Alejandro. I'm from Colombia, and my favorite beverage is chocolate.
Nice.
And
Do you like it hot or cold?
I like it hot, very hot. And actually, in this moment, I have my chocolate here.
Oh, good. All right, cool. Thank you. Next is Nagan.
Yes, my name is Ngân. I come from Vietnam. I love some beverage is made from fruit.
Cool.
Yes.
Can you tell me one more time how to pronounce your name?
My name is Ngân. Can you hear me?
I'll work on it. Okay. Yes. I can hear you. Sorry, my computer was frozen, but now I am back. All right, cool. So next is Servette. Are you here, Servette? All right. Let me know if you get your microphone working, and we will meet you later, hopefully. Okay, let's go back to Diego. Diego, you joined while we were introducing ourselves. Could you tell us what your name, what country you are in, and what your favorite beverage is?
Okay, hello Libby. Nice to meet you. My name is Diego. I'm from Spain, and my favorite beverage is coffee. I don't like tea. And
Nice.
I don't know if I can stay in that class because I'm beginner in English, and the class says that it's advanced.
Okay. Well, you can stay if you want. The content today will be a little bit advanced. You're right. So some of the words and stuff you might not understand. If you want, you can just watch the video of the class, or you can just be in the class and try to do whatever you can. But don't worry if it seems hard or challenging, because it's supposed to be hard, and it's good just to hear the English and be exposed to it so that you can practice your comprehension. So you can stay if you want, or you can watch the video, whatever is best for you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, and let's see, we had one more person join. Aliban, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, maybe not. Cool. So we will get started with the people we have. So today we're going to be talking about the cardiovascular system. I taught a class previously on the digestive system, what your body uses to digest the food that you eat. So if you get a chance to watch the video for that class, I think it was pretty helpful for learning some good vocabulary. Today's class is about the cardiovascular system, which basically means your heart and your blood and your lungs. And so this one's a little bit harder than the digestive system, but I won't be doing a lot of very hard science today. It's mostly just to learn the vocabulary and to learn how to talk about an academic topic in English. Because a lot of times in English we just study, my name is, I like to do this, and we can talk about ourselves, but sometimes it's important to practice talking about more advanced or abstract things. So that's my goal in teaching you guys some science, is to work on something a little bit more abstract so that we can really practice our English together. So I found an article, as I usually do. We're going to read an article about the cardiovascular system, and then we're going to take a quiz afterwards. So I will give you guys the link for the article. I would like you to open it up, and then we can all read through it together, do some learning, and then we'll take the quiz afterwards. So I've posted that link for you, so please open it up and we will read it. All right, so I'll open it up too on my screen here. Does everyone have the link okay?
Yep. Yes. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Perfect. All right, so I will screen share it. Come on. All right. For the moment, my screen share tool is not working. So, but that's okay because you guys have the article. So, even though I can't show it on the screen, you have it on your screen. So, the article's title is The Cardiovascular System, and the first paragraph says, the cardiovascular system is responsible for transporting nutrients and removing gaseous waste from the body. This system is comprised of the heart and the circulatory system. Structures of the cardiovascular system include the heart, blood vessels, and blood. The lymphatic system is also closely associated with the cardiovascular system. Okay, so this vocabulary is pretty scientific, so let's back up a little bit and summarize what this paragraph is talking about. What is the cardiovascular system? What organs in your body make up the cardiovascular system?
It's about blood circulation, I think.
Who can tell me what organs are in the cardiovascular system?
The heart.
Veins.
Good. The heart.
Muscles. Blood vessels.
Good. Blood vessels.
Limbs.
Excellent. The heart, the blood vessels, and of course the blood itself. And the blood is not an organ, but blood is in your cardiovascular system. So good. So those are the organs that make up the cardiovascular system, your heart and your blood vessels. Okay, so what does the heart do? What is the heart's job?
Blood.
To make the blood circulate in the body.
Good. The heart, good, and Edward says in the chat, the heart beats. And when it beats,
okay.
it pumps blood to circulate it through the body. So good, those are all perfect answers. And when the blood is circulating through the body, where does it travel? Where is the blood when it circulates?
Through.
Is it just randomly in your body? What does the blood use to travel through your body?
Veins.
Good. So the blood uses blood vessels, right? It travels in blood vessels, which are like little tubes or little pipes that carry the blood around your body. So blood travels in blood vessels. And we'll talk more about that in a minute. Okay, so we have our heart. Our heart beats. and then it pumps blood through our blood vessels through the body. Why? What does our blood do? Why do we even need blood anyway?
It carries oxygen to different parts of the body.
Good, that's huge. Blood carries oxygen, okay? Blood carries oxygen. That is a big job of blood. So blood carries oxygen. All right. Blood also does some other things, but its main job is to bring oxygen to the tissues, and it also removes wastes. So it removes waste products from your cells and allows that waste to be recycled. So, so the blood keeps our body clean, and it keeps our body working because it gives oxygen to our muscles so that we can move. So blood is very important. If we did not have blood, would we be alive?
Possibly no.
Maybe no.
No.
Waste, dust.
What did you say? Sorry?
Is it waste means dust?
Oh, good question. Thank you. So waste is something that you don't need. So if I take a piece of paper and I throw it in the trash can, that's waste. Waste is trash or something that's not useful. So when we talk about waste in our body, when we go to the bathroom, for instance, we're getting rid of waste. And when we're talking about blood, we're not obviously talking about going to the bathroom kind of waste, but we're talking about little bits of waste that cells make when they're working in the body. So waste is just like little molecules and little things that our body does not want in our cells anymore.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
Got it.
Okay, cool. Thank you for asking. Okay, any more questions before we move on?
Oh, what are the different types of blood vessels?
Okay, good. So when we move on, we'll talk about that. So now we're going to read the rest of this article. We'll talk about the heart, the blood vessels, and the blood in more detail. And Edward, I hope that you don't try to live without blood, because I think that would be a bad idea. Edward's like, challenge accepted. So yeah, I don't recommend trying to get rid of your blood at home. I think that's a bad idea. So anyway, we'll keep reading this article. Who would like to read out loud for us the paragraph about the heart? Can someone read about the heart?
Shall I read?
Somebody said.
Does anyone want to read about the heart?
Yeah, me.
Okay.
I would like.
Great, go ahead, Noah.
Okay. Heart, yeah? Structures of the cardiovascular system. The heart is the organ that supplies blood and oxygen to all parts of the body. This amazing muscle produces electrical impulses through a process called cardiac conduction. These impulses cause the heart to contract and relax, producing what is known as a heartbeat. The beating of the heart drives the cardiac cycle, which pumps blood to cells and tissues of the body.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. So the heart has a very important job. It beats and it circulates all of the blood. And when we say that the heart beats, what does that mean? What does it mean to beat?
When it completes contracting and relaxing.
Good. So it contracts and relaxes. Contract is this. Relax is this. Contract, relax. Contract, relax. And so it gets small and big, small and big. And in that way, it pumps the blood through the body. So the heartbeat is when the heart contracts and relaxes. Okay, cool. How does it contract and relax? How does the heart beat?
It says here that it produces electrical impulses.
Good. It produces electrical impulses through a process called cardiac conduction.
Yeah.
So the heart is actually, the heart is made of muscle, and the heart is a very special kind of muscle called cardiac muscle. Cardiac means heart. So cardiac muscle is very special because I don't really know the details, but if you expose it to electricity, it will contract. And so these muscles are very special because if you give them a little of electricity, they'll contract. Other muscles do not do that. It's only the muscle in the heart. So my arm muscle will not contract if I put electricity on it. But my heart muscle will do that. And so the reason that this is important is because, A, it means that the heart is really cool and basically like uses electricity to make it work, which is awesome. But also, it means that we can start people's hearts when their hearts have stopped. Have you ever seen when someone's heart stops? Have you ever seen the paramedics put something on their chest that starts their heart again? Have you ever seen this?
A defibrillator.
Good, a defibrillator. Defibrillator. I think how it's spelled. So you can use a defibrillator to start someone's heart.
Defibrillator.
Yeah, it's hard even for me to say. Defibrillator.
Defibrillator. Yeah.
Good. Yes. Good. And how does a defibrillator work? Why does a defibrillator start someone's heart?
It generates electricity.
Yeah.
And
good.
I don't know, but the heart somehow will get the electricity.
Yeah,
and the heart will contract.
That's exactly right. So I don't know exactly how it works either, but basically the defibrillator puts electricity to the heart. It gives electricity so that that cardiac conduction can start over again. And so it uses electricity to restart someone's heart. And Edward says, I would like to know how the defibrillator was invented. You know, I would too. I don't know who invented the defibrillator, but it's a very interesting invention, certainly. Okay, cool. I know for me, actually, when I was born, when I was an infant and I was born, my heart was not working, and they started my heart with a defibrillator. So I don't think I would be alive if defibrillators didn't exist. So I'm very lucky. I'm very thankful to whoever invented it because they saved my life when I was a baby. So it's cool.
We're thankful too.
All right. So next we will talk about blood vessels. First, are there any questions about the heart or how it works?
No.
All right. It's a pretty cool organ, I think. And then Shay mentions in the chat that defibrillators were first demonstrated in 1899 by some guys in Switzerland. So the technology has been around for a while, I guess. But it's really, really interesting technology. All right. Next thing is blood vessels. Who would like to read for us the paragraph about blood vessels?
Shall I read?
Okay, go ahead, Wynn.
Okay. Blood vessels. Blood vessels. Blood vessels are intricate networks of hollow tubes that transport blood throughout the entire body. Blood travels from the heart via arteries to smaller arterioles, then to capillaries or sinusoids, to venules, to veins, and back to the heart. Through the process of microcirculation, substances such as oxygen, carbon dioxide, nutrients, and waste are exchanged between the blood and the fluid that surrounds cells.
Good. Okay, thank you. So blood vessels are basically the pipes of our body. They are hollow tubes that transport or move the blood throughout the body. And earlier when you asked about the different types of blood vessels, so this is some good science vocabulary, and I know that I've had to know this for a lot of my science tests, is that most arteries carry blood away from the heart. So when blood leaves your heart, it travels via the arteries, and then it goes through arterioles, blah, 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 and then when it's coming back to the heart, it travels through veins. So the way we remember this is to say that arteries take blood away from the heart. Arteries and away both start with A, and then veins take blood back toward the heart. That one, the letters don't work out as well. But if you remember arteries away, then you can remember that the arteries carry the blood away and the veins bring them back. So those are the two basic types of blood vessels. But like this article says, once your blood goes through your arteries, it will then branch into smaller vessels as it's getting towards your organs. And these are called arterioles. Arterioles. Those are the smaller arteries. I'm trying to find a diagram for you. I'm not finding a very good diagram, but I can at least give you, yeah, so here's I'm posting a link to a picture that's a pretty good picture of how the arteries branch out to become smaller arterioles. And then the oxygen is given to the organs, and then you have venules, which are small little veins, and then the veins take the blood back. So the order goes arteries, arterioles, and then capillaries, venules, veins. There we go. All right. So, and then yeah, you can see on that picture that there's that diagram. Why do the blood vessels become smaller when they get farther away from the heart? Why do our blood vessels branch out into smaller blood vessels? What is the purpose of that?
To carry oxygen to the smallest building block of the body.
Good, okay. So we want to give as much oxygen as possible to our muscles so that we can run and do everything that we do with our muscles. And so because of that, we want these small vessels because they have a greater surface area. So they have more surface area that they can make contact with the muscles to give them oxygen. I'm just going to pause for a minute. So are you guys all able to hear Servet? And am I the only one who cannot hear him? Or because when you said you're able to hear him.
Sorry, are we able to what?
I'm getting some messages in the Verbling classes chat. Servet is trying to participate, and I can't hear him, and I didn't know if you guys can hear him or not.
Yes. If anybody hear me, just say yes.
When you said you could hear him?
Yes. Yes, I can hear.
Interesting. So I think I'm the only one who can't hear him. That's very strange.
I can't hear anyone.
That's really bizarre. Okay, hold on. I'll try to do that. Okay, Servet, can you try to say something again?
Hello, hello from Turkey.
Yeah, okay, still cannot hear you. Interesting. Okay. Sorry, yeah, I'm really sorry. I don't know why. It seems like the Google Hangouts is not recognizing you because when you speak, you also don't come onto the screen. So I think the interface does not realize that you're here. I'm just going to leave and come back really quickly just to see if that helps. And if not, you might just have to participate in a written way. So I'll be right back, everyone.
What's the topic of today's class?
We're studying cardiovascular system.
Cardio?
Vascular system.
Oh, cardiovascular system. Okay. Cardiovascular.
All right. Can you guys hear me now?
Yep. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so let's check again with Servet. Can you try to speak again?
Yes, I am the most handsome guy in the world.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Yes, perfect.
Yay! Okay, I'm sorry about that. That was a really strange issue. I'm sorry if it seemed like I was ignoring you because I couldn't hear you. So it's not that I didn't like you. I think you're great. I just couldn't hear you before.
No problem.
All right, awesome. So now that that's better, we can keep going with the cardiovascular system. So we'll move on to the section about, or actually, we'll keep talking about blood vessels. So does anyone have any questions about blood vessels or what they are, what they do?
Do you have a specific name for blood vessels that go to the lungs to take oxygen? Or just
yes. So good question. I forgot to mention that. So we have arteries that take blood away from our heart. Then we have arterioles, which are when the arteries get smaller. And then we have capillaries. And capillaries are the name of the vessels where oxygen exchange happens. So capillaries are the blood vessels that are right around like where your organs are. They're the smallest ones that exchange oxygen. And we actually call them capillary beds. We call them capillary beds because all the capillaries are these small little blood vessels, and they all crisscross each other like this. And so because they make up a network kind of like this, we call it a capillary bed. And those are the names of the smallest vessels. And that's also what we call the vessels that are around the lungs. Actually, I can't remember whether it's only the lungs or whether it's around organs too. But capillary, yeah, they're called capillaries. And our body has two circuits where blood goes. And one circuit is to the lungs, and the other circuit is to the body. So we actually pump blood in two different cycles or two different circuits at the same time. And so one of those is to the lungs, and one of those is to our organs, to our body. Okay, any other questions about blood
I have
vessels?
a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So I've been watching TV lately and I saw that wonderful report about a man who was a soldier in Iraq and he got his arms sewn back like yesterday or the day before yesterday, but they said that it was impossible to sew back his legs in case they were injured somehow. And I was just wondering, maybe you've heard about that news and what the possible reason for that might be?
Good question. I have not heard of that particular.
It seems to be like the most difficult operation surgery done so far, and it was done in the USA, and it's all over the news.
All right, hold on. I'm looking.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it now to try to see if I can find.
He was a soldier in Iraq, and he got his arms torn away because there was some kind of bomb or something like that.
Okay, so he got a double arm transplant.
Yes, and could you comment on that, please? And why do they say it's impossible to sew back his legs? Hello?
I think the hand now is crashed.
Yeah, Libby is missing from the translation.
Yeah, do you have a link?
Okay, yes, here I go. That's the link. www.telegraph.co.uk.
Yes, we've got that.
Okay.
All right. Can you guys hear me now and see me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know why my whole computer just completely froze up, so I don't know what happened. Sorry about that.
It happens to everyone on verbling.com.
Yeah, it does. This technology requires a lot of internet power, and sometimes I think it's just too much for anyone's connection. So, all right. So I was looking at Vadim. Is it Vadim? Is that how you pronounce your name?
Yeah, that's right.
Vadim's question about the man who had arm transplants, and so he lost both arms and both legs, and they were able to transplant 2 new arms for him. So that means they took arms from someone else, and they sewed those arms onto him. However, he does not have leg transplants. He has what we call prosthetic legs. Prosthetic means artificial. And so he has basically plastic legs, but he has arm transplants, means he has real arms that used to belong to someone else, but now they're his arms. What problems can happen if we try to do a transplant? Why are transplants so hard?
It's because of maybe tissue, maybe harmony, not harmony.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's what we call it is like rejection. So if your body finds out that something's here that's foreign, that's not supposed to be part of your body, it will reject it, which means your immune system will kill the tissue.
It's the necrosis.
And so when we give someone, so necrosis is what we call basically a lot of dead tissue because your cells are killing it. And so we get this rejection, this necrosis sometimes if we don't do the transplants correctly. How do we keep that from happening?
They need the blood to go inside the part of the body which is transplanted.
Can you say that one more time? What was the beginning?
They need the blood to go to circulate inside the part of the body.
Exactly. Okay, so you need the blood to circulate through the part of the body that was transplanted. And that's really difficult because you need to make sure to sew everything up right and also to make sure that the tissue isn't rejected. And what actually happens is they give you special medication. And this medication suppresses your immune system. So it keeps your immune system from destroying the new tissue for a while until it gets used to it. So we give people with transplants a lot of medications so that they do not reject the new tissue. The other problem with the arm transplant is I think they call it nerve regeneration. So you need to make sure that the nerves match up. And the nerves are the things that make you feel something. So if you have a transplanted arm, you want to be able to feel, you want your nerves to work so that you can feel stuff. So that's another part that makes transplants hard. Vadim, did you have a question?
I do have a question. I just wanted to check out that with you, whether it's true or not. I heard they use special worms called maggots to keep the tissue clean, so they prevent the necrosis from spreading. Is that true?
I have never heard of it, but I'm sure you're right. I just pulled up an article. So maggots eat dead stuff. Maggots are these really gross, like sort of bug things, these worms basically, and they eat stuff that's dead. And so if you have some tissue where part of it is dead and part of it is alive, the maggots will only eat the dead part, and they will leave the part that's alive. And so if you want to keep the living tissue, it's a good way to do it. I'll send you guys the link to the article that I just found because it's interesting. Can you see it? Oh, yeah, you can see it on the screen there now. So this is a picture of maggots. They're really gross, but apparently in this process called Maggot Therapy, they can actually help clean up tissue because they eat away the dead parts. So yeah, I guess it's true. Thank you for bringing that up. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, I heard it. I read it about it in one sci-fi novel, and the new Leviathan Viking. It was published in 2012, and I don't remember actually the author, but that was the case there. He tried to cure a man's arm and give them the prosthetic arm with the help of those maggots. They had to keep it clean for a couple of days before that they could do that. So I thought it was probably true because you never get something in a science fiction novel if it's not true in real life, probably.
Yes, yes, true. All right, cool. Well, thank you for bringing that up. And then for all of you, I also posted another article about that soldier who got the double arm transplant. And to answer your earlier question, I'm not sure why they can't do it with legs, but I'm guessing that because you use your legs to walk, there's a lot more, it would be a lot harder to make legs that could still function to make you walk. And so I think we don't have the technology to do that yet. Instead, we just have to give him prosthetic or artificial legs. So yeah, that's another very interesting question. Okay, getting back to the cardiovascular system, let's just go ahead and take the quiz together because we only have about 10 minutes left. So we'll see what we know about the cardiovascular system and what we still have to learn. Let me just open up the quiz. Start the quiz. Okay. So I'll give you guys the link, but we'll just do the quiz together on the screen here. So I'll put it on the screen for you. Some of the stuff we have not gone over yet, so don't worry if you don't know it. But the first question says, how many chambers does the human heart contain? How many chambers
4.
does the heart have?
4, I think.
Good. The heart has 4 chambers. And those are the different places where blood can be in the heart. And we have a 4-chambered heart. It has 4 chambers. Just to pause for a question from Huynh in the chat about platelets and plasma. Those are just different things that we find in our blood. I can't remember now the exact definitions for platelets and plasma, but I think platelets are like the normal blood vessels, and then plasma is a special, is like the fluid that the platelets go in. But I have to look that up because I don't remember those definitions super well at the moment. All right, so let's keep going with the quiz. The heart has 4 chambers. Good. Next question. Oh, wow, I actually don't know the answer to this. The fluid-filled sac that surrounds the heart is called the... so the heart has some fluid around it to protect it. And... it has a name. Does anyone know the name?
Excuse me. Pericardium?
I'm thinking that's a pretty good guess. I'm thinking it's either A or B, but I actually don't know.
Pericardium.
All right, yeah, we'll go with pericardium. All right, yes, good. So the heart is surrounded by a sac full of fluid, and that sac is called the pericardium, which makes sense because cardio means heart, and peri means around. So pericardium would be around the heart. All right, let's move on to the next question. We'll skip that one. Okay, this is the next question about the heart. It says, the audible sounds, referred to as the lubbed-up sounds, that can be heard from the heart are made by the... so that question basically asks, when we hear the heart beating, boom, 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 like that, why does it make that sound? What part of the heart makes that sound?
The chambers.
The ventricles.
Electrical impulse.
Valves, teacher.
Yeah, good. So a lot of good guesses. The answer is the valves, and we didn't go over this yet, but basically the heart, here's a diagram of the heart, and we can see that here are the 4 chambers. 1, 2, 3, 4. And in between these chambers, we have these things called valves. And the valves keep the blood from going where it's not supposed to go. And when the heart beats, what happens is typically the ventricles squeeze the blood out. The right ventricle squeezes it out here, and the left ventricle squeezes it out here to the aorta. And so when we hear the heart beating, what's actually making the sound is these valves opening and closing. So when the heart makes a sound, it's because of the valves. So the answer here is D. They're made by the opening and closing of the heart valves.
Yeah. Car engines have the same system. Valves. They have valves.
Yes, exactly. Good. So valves exist on cars too, and they have the same job. They keep liquid away from going where it's not supposed to go.
Maybe they are inspired by heart. It's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're inspired by the heart valves. All right. So this sorry, these questions are harder than I expected. But let's read this question, the next one, and then we'll look at a picture and try to figure it out. The question says, the right ventricle of the heart receives blood from the right atrium and pumps it into the... So let's look back at our diagram of the heart here. We're talking about the right ventricle, which is this one. And it says it receives blood from the right atrium from here. So the blood goes like this into the right ventricle. And then it pumps blood into the... On this diagram, what is it? Where is it pumping the blood into?
Pulmonary artery.
Good, the pulmonary artery. So what this diagram really shows us is actually that the right-hand side of the heart here, it pumps blood to the pulmonary artery, which then goes to the lungs. What happens when your blood goes to the lungs?
It's being cleaned, basically.
Exchange of...
Perfect. Yeah, so blood gets oxygenated in the lungs, and then it comes back to the heart. And when it comes back, it comes in here, and it comes into the left atrium. And then the left ventricle pumps that oxygenated blood out to the aorta. And after the blood goes to the aorta, do you know where it goes? We've already sent the... Yeah, good. We've already sent the blood to the lungs. Then it comes back to the heart, and then it gets pumped out to the body. So the aorta becomes the arteries, which then take the blood to all of your muscles and your organs. And the blood helps give oxygen to your body. And then it comes back in here through the superior vena cava. It comes back to your heart and does the same thing all over again. It goes to the lungs, comes back, goes to the body, and comes back. And so these two cycles, the cycle that goes to the lungs and the cycle that goes to the body, are always happening at the same time. So let's go back to the question. The right ventricle receives blood from the right atrium and pumps it to the... What answer did we decide on?
Pulmonary artery.
Good. The pulmonary artery. Awesome. Okay. This is a question that we talked a little bit about. It says oxygen, carbon dioxide, nutrients, and wastes are exchanged through the thin walls of the...
Capillaries.
Capillaries.
Good. Okay, we talked about the capillaries, are those little tiny ones where we see oxygen getting exchanged. So the capillaries are where we have oxygen, carbon dioxide, nutrients, and wastes. All of those things are exchanged. So let's talk about which one does our body want? Nutrients or wastes? Which one is good?
Nutrients.
Nutrients. Good. Nutrients.
Yeah, nutrients.
And which one does our body want to get rid of?
Waste.
Good. Wastes. Our body wants to get rid of wastes. Okay, cool. So that's all that we'll do for the quiz for today. Does anyone have any questions about what we just talked about?
I hope you will have another class about anatomy like today.
Sorry, are you asking whether? Are you asking if whether I have another class? If I have another class?
Yes, about anatomy today.
No, I don't think I have any more classes today. I have classes tomorrow, and then next Thursday I have another anatomy class. So next week I'll do another
Yes.
one. Yeah, does that sound good? Is that okay? Yeah, so tomorrow I'm teaching 2 classes about food, and then next Thursday I'm teaching another anatomy class. So, yeah. Any other questions?
No.
I just want to say thank you.
No problem. No problem. I'm always happy to do this stuff. The circulatory system, the cardiovascular system is kind of complicated, and I wish I had spent more time on the heart, but I gave you guys that diagram, and it's worth looking back to see the different chambers of the heart and stuff like that, because it's pretty good information. So, and Shay says, I'm ready to perform open heart surgery. Good. I hope you guys are all ready to go. Just go cut open some hearts. Good luck, because I'm not doing it. Maybe in a few years when I'm a doctor, I'll do it, but not today. All right. Well, thank you all for being here. I appreciate it, as always, and hopefully I'll see some of you tomorrow. And for those of you who have not done so yet, you should like my Facebook page, because then I can give you more updates on my schedule and stuff. It's facebook.com/Libby Verbling. So feel free to ask me questions and keep in touch with me on that page. And I will see you all soon.
Okay.
Could you share the link?
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lily.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.